Sorry for the delay, guys. There was technical difficulties. So let's continue with Nurina back again. So Nurina, before you actually share what mental health strategies you're gonna give, why don't you share what mental health problems you actually went so that the people can understand if they have the same anxiety as you or same depression as you, so they know how to handle them properly.
Okay. Well, for your information, first and foremost, I have an anxiety experience, okay, because of friendship and backstabbing. I am very grateful because before this, I never met anyone with such a behavior, alright? But at the same time, it's because I never gone to a boarding school. In
Mm.
boarding school, you meet such behaviors, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not all, okay? It's just some of it, or maybe like majority of it has this type of behavior. So when it happens, I just okay, I experienced sleeping with them like in a dorm or whatever, right? And those people are from different state, okay? Which I never had friends like most of my friends is just from my area. So most of them are from like contohnya Penang ke Kelantan ke Terengganu ke, and I'm staying in Shah Alam. So most of my friends now is like back then was in Shah Alam, okay?
Mm.
So as you know, like Dean and Coach Kamal, I am very easy entertained person, alright? If you make a dummy joke, pun I boleh gelak if I faham,
I thought that
alright?
was Dean.
But this
How is that me? I make the dumb jokes.
Ah,
I don't laugh
okay.
at dumb jokes. I make them. Lawa hamba,
okay,
lawe.
yes, lawak hamba. Macam um if you make a dumb joke, okay, kalau I faham, I gelak lah. Tapi if I tak faham, memang I akan duduk diam lah. I akan macam, what?
Blur blur, blur
This
blur.
person, blur-blur lah, okay?
Ah,
But
now
then,
that is Dean. Correct. Yeah, okay. Right.
Selalu nak tegur aku kan.
but at the same time, with my dorm mates, most of the time I kept quiet, okay? And
Mm.
usually that's not how I behave with my friends and family who I am comfortable with, okay? But yet, I still got accused for downgrading people because of just a minor teguran yang I buat, right? I mean, if you take it in a positive way lah, right?
Hmm.
Um, you can take that to change yourself to be a better person,
True.
and then it's not a big deal, right? But because of the mentality that some people have, it will be manipulated in a wrong way. So I ask myself sometimes, which part did I say wrong? Which part did I do wrong? And am I a bad person for doing it? No. Then after weeks and months, I could see more changes and people start seeing me as a bad person. But I just pretend I didn't notice. And I tried to be more aware of surrounding, but at the same time I kept quiet. Like I saw how people are slowly backing up from friendly with me and things like that. So at one point, the person keeps on finding fault like a minor mistake. It's not major, it's minor, okay? And it became big, okay? And to me, it's just too much. It's mentally unhealthy. So I think like in 2 weeks or 1 week before COVID happens, I broke down. Like I got a bad anxiety, and as I said, it was my first anxiety to it's my first anxiety. So I never experienced it before. Okay. And luckily I was home and my dad was there. All right. And to be honest, I can't imagine if my dad or I was like at the dorm with my friends and having an anxiety attack, which like it's my first time. I mean, they might think I am crazy or something. You know that feeling when people ask you how you doing, are you okay, and you can't answer because if you, I mean like, I feel that other people might not understand and might judge me right away.
Mm.
Faham tak? Like, have you experienced that before? Or no? Like, maybe some of you will experience, yeah, that's how I feel, right? So that night, I thought I was gonna die. Like that time, that night where I got the anxiety attack, I thought I was gonna die because how difficult it was to breathe. My head hurts like nuts. My body was shaking. I feel like vomiting and really weak. Okay. And the next day, because I felt like dying that night, not in like suicidal way, but the physical
Suffocation.
how I felt. Yeah, I was damn grateful. I never thought I would survive. Okay, I never thought. Imagine that night, my dad, who doesn't have this experience of anxiety and depression, told me to stay calm and breathe in slowly. And if my mom were with us that night, my mom was out that night, I think I would end up in a hospital, like legit, because my family, I don't think like no one got an anxiety or depression before, so it was a first experience for my family and for me as well.
How come you
So
didn't
yeah,
call me?
dude, we weren't like that close when like how we are now.
Check out Dean. He's so
We
angry he can't say anything.
takkanlah tiba-tiba nak message coach kan macam coach I'm
Yelah,
having
yelah,
anxiety.
alasan,
I
alasan.
can't.
Ya, diamlah kau.
No. The thing is I couldn't breathe. Okay, that time I
Yeah,
couldn't breathe
understood.
properly.
Mm.
So I didn't think of like messaging anyone that time. And that night or basically that time I wanted it to be like apart from people, from friends, be
I
exact.
think
So I
I
just want to be
think
in family.
if you were to call us both also, we were both too busy handling our own depression. So yeah.
Yeah.
Shit went from 0 to 100 real quick. Whoa! But
More for
it's
Dean
true.
but
though, but yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll take all. Macam buat trading macam Pokemon tak? I'll give all my depression to you. What?
Aduh, lawak. Okay, anyway, sorry Rina, continue.
All jokes
okay.
aside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after that night, I decided to choose my friends who I want to be with, and basically choose friends that could accept me for who I was, right? Because the problem is like before this, it's because they couldn't accept me for who I was, and they made me into and like a minor thing. They made it into like a big issue. All right. So that morning, I thought back and on how I could start a moment and think back on how I could move away from that person
Yeah.
and find a new group of friends who is close to my personality and who can accept me for who I was.
Call me.
And I
Coach
finally
Kamal. Coach
found
Kamal.
Add
I
me on
finally
Instagram.
find them. Hey, come on, I'm telling my story.
Okay, sorry.
So I finally found them, and let me tell you, it doesn't take one day or 1 week or even 1 month. It took me months
That's
to
true.
actually
Very
find this
true.
type of people
Very
who
true.
accept me who I was. Okay.
Yes.
So what I can give an advice here is if you have any problems or anxiety like I just experienced or I had experienced, make sure to take a break and think through slowly. And if you think
Take
you
your
are
time.
mentally unhealthy because of that person and you think you can be mentally healthy without that person in your life, then change friends. Go ahead, all right? I think like if
Yeah.
I were your family members, I would say go ahead. I won't judge for doing that because I love my family. I would like to see you being a better person and like healthily, mentally health. Yeah, wait.
Mentally healthy.
Yes, mentally healthy, and yeah. So some people think it's being picky, but to me, it's not being picky. But it's about having good mental health. Let people say what they want. All right. This world is full of judgments and their mentality sometimes is not in the right place. Okay, and but if you love yourself, I would say this: just change for your own good. If you don't want to do for your for your loved ones, do for yourself.
Mm.
Okay, because if you don't do it for yourself, it becomes another whole story where you're gonna do suicide and things like that. You have to start from somewhere to change your mental health to be better. So what do you think, Dean?
Actually, it's quite true. Like I understand when you mean this backstab friends and everything, but I have not faced what you have faced lah because I'm a friendly guy and everything. The backstabbing issue is because I got backstabbed by
Dude,
my best
dude,
friend once. Yeah.
I am also friendly, but because
No, no,
I am
no.
too friendly,
Yeah, yeah,
backstabbing happens.
yeah. Backstabbing. Yeah, that's true because you are too friendly. You don't know who to trust, and you just go on
Yes,
with it, right? So yeah,
yes.
I actually got backstabbed by one of my friends, my best mate. One of my bro. It was because of love, but okay, for the two of you who are actually listening this right now, my best friend and whoever that girl is, we are cool. We are cool right now, right? Okay,
So
we're
you're
still
saying
cool.
we're not
Okay,
your best friends?
you guys are. This guy has been with
Oof,
me for.
oof.
You guys are.
Woo, 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 woo.
This guy has been with me for already close to 12 years. In counting. So since standard one lah. So I think the bugger know who he is lah. Okay, if you know who you are, you know who you
Weh.
are. So like that one is another issue lah. But we are cool now lah. We are cool now. But yeah, like for when you told me your story, there's one thing I can understand is that there are people out there who will actually be very sensitive. For example, they won't take
Mm.
advice like very easily. And one thing that I understand is that we don't know actually what they're going through, right? So the reason why they are sensitive, there always has to be a reason why they're sensitive. For example, it's the way they were raised, the environment they actually built in, maybe the way people talk to you, maybe the way people talk to them when they were young. For example,
Mm.
family environment. Like I give you a better example for sensitive people. When someone shouts at, for example, if their parent shouts at them all the time, every time, like wake up, hey, what are you doing? Hey, why you never eat yet? Why you never go to school? But when they start growing up, I saw like Arnold, So you see,
Macam
they'll be
harimau singa.
so they will actually get sensitive when you actually try to advise them a lot because they have gotten a lot of like scoldings, a lot of poundings in their life. They'll be thinking, can you not advise me? I've had enough. And they'll be getting sensitive about it. So in your situation, I think that person has faced through something in he or she's life. So it was hard for them to basically get those advice. So they try to like turn all their anger and try to like divert it to you. But tops off to you because you knew how to handle yourself. You were mature enough to basically change your own thinking. You did not cut off your relationship with the person straight on. You actually took your time and basically like moved away from the person. Because if you actually cut away from the person, it shows that
Well,
you're
yeah,
just
people will be
yeah,
suspicious of something's
yeah,
going on and
like
how
something's
like
going on. Yeah,
unmature I was, kind of thing. You know, like some people
exactly.
think cutting off people from your life can be
Mm,
immature, but to me,
exactly.
it's not. It's
Mm,
not. Like before this whole thing happened, I'm not the person who cut people from my life like macam tu je.
mm,
Friends and like any kind of relationship, it means a lot to me. Okay,
mm,
if how bad that person can be in my life, I would say that um, I boleh hadap. I can go on with life and things like that. But after my group of friend, my group best friend, my girl best friend, advised me. They said, Nurina, you tak patutnya rasa bersalah for cutting people from your life. You just have to let them go sometimes because maybe they are not meant to be in your life. Like you have to cut people from your life sometime in your like journey, okay?
yeah,
Because
that's
of like
true.
how they behave ke, or how backstabbing they are ke, like
Mm,
anything, you know. So it's okay to cut people off from your life. So I said to them, it's not easy because I'm not the type who cut off people. So they said, never mind, take your time. Take your time and
yeah.
like you can see how like your body will appreciate you, that you cut them from your life. How
That's
your
true.
mental health,
Yes.
mental
Yes.
health is like
You can see the
you're gonna
differences
be
after. You can
better.
see the result. Yeah. But coming to what she said.
Um,
Oh, okay. Coach Kamal,
Continue.
anything?
Sorry.
No,
Continue
but
first. Continue first.
because coach because Nurina coach pula. So like coming back to what Nurina said, basically putting yourself away from people who actually bring down your mental health, also bring down your life cycle. What I can say is, from what she said, is that there are people like that in your life. There will always be friends like that who actually you think they are your good friends, but in the end you feel, but they will just like start being more negative towards you, but you won't realize that because you think, but without this person I'm no one. But no, don't think like that. You are someone for yourself. The person is just like wavering or manipulating in a way, manipulating your mind in a way where they think that, okay, without me you're no one. You won't know yourself without me. But when you start thinking like that, in the end you're not even thinking for yourself, you're actually thinking for that
For that
person.
person.
Yeah, exactly. So think more about yourself. Actually, when you actually push these people away from you, you start understanding more of yourself. Yes, it is heartbreaking because maybe this person has been like, you have 6 years or 4 years relationship with this person. It doesn't matter. Your mental health is important because when you're going through in your future, in your life, in the long run, you are going to handle your future. You're going to get a job for yourself. You're going to have a family for yourself. So do you think his or her opinion is going to matter to you in the future? If it does, then I'm sorry to say, my friend, you are not actually thinking for yourself. You're actually thinking for the person. And that's going to be bad for you, 100% bad. But what
That's
Nurina
true.
did is actually a good thing because it was actually a mature move. She did not cut off the relationship like
Right
straightforward.
away.
She took her time. You know, and many people think, why don't I just tell the person I can't be friends with you, this is going to be bad. Well, not many people are open-minded. If they are open-minded about it, yes, for sure, you can tell them. But if they are not, they're very sensitive, you have to you have to
Don't ask
basically
them.
don't have them, just go slowly. Because you
Yeah.
know why? You're actually being a good person by, not say a good person, you're being a more matured person by not telling them so that they won't actually think bad about you. By just telling them to say, oh, so on, so on, then they will start talking bad about you. And it doesn't matter also because they are sensitive. They have their own thinking in their mind. We're just respecting the way they think by
You
going
know
away from,
what?
yeah.
You know what? Okay. I about you saying don't tell people, right? Once before, I've told this one person that I need a break. So I thought she's a open-minded person, so I blocked both of them.
Social media
I'm not gonna
cleanse.
say yes.
Social media.
I blocked them because I couldn't see their names. Like if I see their names, it's gonna flashback what happened to me and like what
Mm,
happened between us. So I said to her that I need a break, and then she said, why do you need to take like why do you need something like why do you need to do that? Like I thought we had settled it because we had discussed it before. But when you have a problem and the problem keeps triggering in your mind, you have to take a few months to get over it. You know, it's not just
yep,
like one day I say okay, that's aside and that's all. All right, you have to
yep,
take months to actually forget about the situation.
exactly. Yes.
So I'm like kinda orang kata dah taubat after like her replies of why do you want to block me? Why do you want to um take a break from me or whatever, right? So I'm like, dude, it's my decision. Like after a while, I thought like, oh, I did a wrong decision because I ignore her. But after a few months, I thought about it. I'm like, dude, it's my decision. I want to block you ke? I want to take a break from you ke? Is it? Do I have to ask for your permission to do so? Dude,
Mm,
I don't have to. It's my life.
okay. All right. So from what she said, okay, by the end of the day, people, you have to understand. Yes, I actually took the line from Coach Kamal. Don't worry about it. People have to understand that no matter what, your thinking, your perspective are different from other people's opinions, right? Other people's opinions basically factorizes their decisions. So whatever decision they make for themselves, you can be your mother, it can be your father, it can be your best friend. It doesn't matter to you. It doesn't even matter to them. So whatever choices they actually make to do to you is actually their own thinking. So if you want to make a choice for yourself and they actually just counteracting it, you think for yourself. Do you think this is the right thing to do for yourself? Don't think about the person, for yourself. Do you think this will actually affect you in the long run? If it does, then you make the decision for yourself. Because in the end, no matter if it's a relationship or a friendship or maybe family bonds, the decision is in your hands. You hold the key, you hold the pencil to your book. You write your own book.
You
The
write your
person
own
cannot.
story.
Yeah, exactly. You write your own story. Thank you for correcting that. You write your own story. So don't let another person just tear the paper of your book and start writing his story and stick it back. You understand? Because no matter what in life, people will start making the decisions. It's an every man's world. Every man's world. Okay, what's that saying? I forgot this. Yeah. Every man's word, is it?
Um,
I have
I'm
no
not.
idea what you're
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah, say.
I don't know. I got that from a movie lah. It's actually quite nice saying, but it's more
Yeah.
like people will be people with their own opinions. So your opinion matters to yourself. So for example, if your friend doesn't like you and doesn't want to talk to you, it's his or her choice. Because in the end, even though he's your best friend or couple, it's his choice. He wants to go. People will leave. People will come and go in your life. So don't be very oversensitive about that. Yes, you must be sensitive. Maybe you can feel a bit like sad or anything. Yes, it's true. Feel sad. But always keep in your mind that these people have the choice to move out from your life or come into your life or stay in your life. All right? That's all for me. Coach Kamal, what you going to say?
Uh, okay, I'm just gonna quickly jump in and summarize what Rina and Dean has just said. They've actually made some really, really good points. Great, even. First thing, if you're faced in this kind of situation, you need to first understand and know that, like Dean said, different people are brought up differently, different people have different kind of environments, and different people have different way of thinking. So knowing that some people, whatever they hear and whatever they process through their minds is different than what we actually say. So communication is key. Communication is very important. We have to be very careful and be very aware of what we're saying. In fact, we have to be 110% clear on what we are trying to say, because whatever we're saying and whatever other people are processing in their brain
Hearing. Oh.
could be different, you know. I could be saying,
Hmm.
hey, you look pretty today. Yes. But the other person who's listening to this could probably be
Nangorat dah ni.
thinking, eh, what?
Nangorat dah ni.
Dia ni nak
Kalau
mengorat
lelaki
I
cakap
ke?
perempuan lah.
Kalau
Right?
lelaki, I'm not gay, man.
No, no, kalau
So,
lelaki cakap dengan perempuan. So
Yalah,
like
yalah,
perempuan
yalah.
akan fikir macam tu.
Betul, betul, betul. To all the gay people, it's no disrespect. It's your choice. Personally, not for me. Okay, let's continue.
I don't know why Dean just said that. However, I'm just going to continue and say that we have to be 110% clear and be aware of what we want to say, because people will process it differently. You can say it as clear as crystal, but whatever's going through their mind, we can never control.
Change.
Okay?
Oh.
That's why there's this saying like, I can control my words, I can control what I say, but I can't control how you think. However you think,
Mm.
however you want to think, it's entirely up to you,
That's
and
true.
that's your
That's true.
opinion.
Yep.
So communication is one. Number two, environment and emotions are a big factor in our lives. Yes, we grow up with the same people, we listen to that particular kind of music, we watch that particular kind of story. That's why people grow up to become who they are, because of the environment. If you grow up in a loving environment, your father is very nurturing, your mother is very supportive, you will become that kind of people as well. And if you see people who read a lot of romantic novels, people who watch a lot of chick flicks, right? They will have that idea in their head that, oh, this is how love should be. So environment and emotions plays a very huge factor in our lives. Sad to say, sometimes it takes a toll on us. It actually controls us, because whatever we think and whatever we feel here is very different. your logic and your heart can never go the same. So I think what happened with Rina and her whole situation is that this one and this one doesn't match, right? And Rina has this kind of behavior which is very assertive, which is very outspoken, and I would say quite direct sometimes.
That's
And
true.
you see, so when someone who is not used to this kind of environment and someone who has never handled this kind of behavior before may perceive it as being rude and may perceive it as being very
Negative.
judgmental and
Okay.
negative. So a lot of us tend to run away or back away from things that we are uncomfortable with. Some people they back away, some people keep quiet, or other people they take it to the other extreme. They challenge back, they fight back. And that's normally the basis of all conflicts, right?
Yep.
But I feel like you've handled yourself well without the help of Dean and myself.
Janganlah rasa salah.
Hey, but that's actually a good thing because you actually
Yes,
handle problems on yourself instead
yes.
of relying on people. And
Someone else.
I
Yeah.
know that sounded bad, but yeah, sometimes you need to handle your problems by yourself so that you can know yourself better in which areas you can fix.
Yep.
Correct. I agree. So, yay, Rina, confettis. Woo, snow angel.
Ni selalu dia ada.
Way.
Ni
Woo.
selalu. Selalu dengan konfeti dia. Kalau aku dapat girlfriend konfeti sekali.
When you
G
get a
jealous.
girlfriend, that means
Ah,
it's a celebration, right? It's a celebration of love.
no,
You
no,
finally found
no.
someone.
No, 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 no. I'd rather be single for now.
Uh, for now, for
Hey,
now.
but
For now.
hey Dean, how about your situation? Do you have any experience that you want to share with us? Maybe like how you overcome. Maybe you have like anxiety or depression before this, and how you overcome it. Like you can share with us.
Dun,
I
dun,
got a lot.
dun.
Suspense music. I actually got a lot. But let me
Who
share the
a lot?
one that a lot. Yeah, I mean, you gotta experience all so you can understand.
I would
But
say try explaining the one that maybe more extreme.
extreme, okay.
Yeah,
Right lah.
if you don't mind, if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
can boleh.
Yeah.
I'm an open guy. So like
Yeah.
macam ni lah. So not many people know this side of me. And I think I've not hit this side for a long time, but I've
Pasal lagu
outgrown
ke?
it. Eh. Okay lah, at least he's trying to build up the mood lah. Okay, so
Yeah.
like not many people know this side of me again. I've actually outgrown that part. I did not hide it. I've outgrown that side of me. So even Nurina and Coach Kamal doesn't know. The only person that actually knows about this side is my family and also my brother from another mother. So when I was young, okay, basically I'm the second biological child in the family, and the reason why why I'm saying that I'm the second biological child is because in my family I have an adopted elder sister and also an adopted younger brother. My adopted elder sister is from Cambodia. She came here as a maid, but she had no family. She was basically like a sister to me, so we adopted her. And my adopted younger brother is basically from my uncle, but he was from a abusive parents side, so basically we adopted him because like me and he were like dynamic duo lah, so we adopted him and he became my younger brother. But this was all back then before they came into my life. When I was young, I have, as I said, I'm the second biological child. The first biological child in my family was my brother, my elder brother. My elder brother, not many people know, he is autistic. He's Down syndrome. And basically, he's smart. He's a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy. My brother is very smart. He can do mathematics. He can do science. He can do English. He's a very smart guy. He likes drawing a lot. He likes doing creative stuff. But one thing about him is his aggression, and where he can't think how normal people think. And I don't mean to. I am sorry. I know it sounded wrong, but I'm sorry. But he can't think how we would think. His thinking is more creative. You understand what I'm saying? More innovative lah in some senses. So the one thing that actually affected more in my life is that I had to grow up being the elder one. when I was young. I had to grow up to become the big brother in the family. And my parents, I know this sounds very, if I'm okay, the thing that I'm gonna say might sound very you're gonna curse me, say, oh, how can you say that? He's autistic. But if you're in my shoes, if you're in my shoes, if you understand this in an open aspect, you would actually think that, oh, actually I understand lah macam tu. It's like I did not hate my brother. It's just I hated my life saying that I couldn't be young. You understand? Like all the care and affection that I felt was going towards my elder brother when I was young. It's like they
Yeah.
were more focused.
Faham.
He was going for therapy. He was going for, man, we took him for therapy, and his aggression was going higher. And I used to get beat a lot lah, get beaten a lot by my brother. Got scratched in the face a lot by my brother. But I loved him. I do love my brother. But you know, there's some senses when you grow up. When I started growing up, I started hitting 6 and 7. I felt like I was alone because most of the care were going for my brother,
Mm.
right? But you be thinking it sounds bad because the care has to go for your brother, right? But if you think as a child, you're just sitting there and you're not getting things. Like you don't know what to do. Like there's no one to guide you here and there. Yeah, my parents did try to guide me, but most of the care went there. So the less guiding comes here, right? So you don't know
Uh-huh.
where to go. So most of the times I'll be thinking to myself, what do I do? What do I do? When I went kindergarten, I'll be thinking, what is wrong? I don't know what's wrong, what's right. And when I try to do something that I think is right, it's wrong. And when I try to do something that's wrong, which I think is right, it's still wrong. So I used to get beaten a lot. Like, not by my parents, like beaten in the head a lot. Like, okay, you're doing this wrong. Why are you doing this? Can you do this or not? Can you do this well or not? So the thing starts hitting my head. And when I started going for primary, things started getting worse because when I tried to be friends with people, they can't understand me because I don't know how normal people work.
Mm.
I never knew how conversations work. I never knew how making friends work. I never knew how people's lives were. I always used to be jealous of people's lives back then because their life was so normal.
Mm.
They don't have like brothers hitting them. They don't have brothers like shouting every single day. They don't have brothers like autistic, right? I used to think that when I was young. And it really took a toll on me because I felt like I was alone. I'm just standing on a log and no one's there to guide me. And it was very frustrating and I got very pissed off easily. And when I tried making friends, I couldn't get much because people looked at me like a weirdo. Especially when I started going primary, I was like the only Indian guy there, I think. Like in my class, it's filled with Chinese people. I was the only Indian guy there, so it's a different kind of atmosphere. Like me, it's like even though I have a Malaysian spirit, but it's very rare to just be in that kind of place with different culture people. So I'm there like, oh, okay, how do I make friends? How do I talk? Even when I try to talk, people just starts pushing me away and I'm, you're weird lah, bro. You talk so loud. Even when I try to think that, oh, by making friends, maybe I need to talk a lot, they just push me away. And yes, I did make a best friend. I won't say his name, but he knows who he is if he's hearing this. He helped me through my primary. He did he did basically motivate me to just like, bro, just be yourself, just be yourself. But most of the times when I try to be myself, I can't. It went up to secondary, I couldn't be myself because what I thought was myself is basically the influence from both my family side and both my social side. Like what people tell me I should do, I do it because I want to please them. I wanted to please them so well so that I can be noticed. Yes, people, I was an attention seeker. I needed the attention. And without attention, sometimes when I go to my house and there's no one there, or sometimes when I'm just sitting in my room quietly, I cry. Not because there's no one talking to me, it's just because I feel like, you know that feeling when you're just like, even though you're not hugging yourself, you just, that your body, your soul is like trying to hug you like that, like trying to hug you, embrace you, saying that it's all okay, but no one's there telling you, bro, you did good, it's all okay. No one's there to tell you that you did good, man. Do your best. Even though if you never did good, just try your best. You're going to do great. Right? And because my brother's autistic, I had to find a job opportunity. Like I had to think like for the future, saying that, okay, which jobs are going to help my family back. So I was thinking more about my family then. So, you know, like the typical Indian like job scopes, you know, lawyer, engineer, doctor. Then my family side, because I was confused with the career. My grandmother said you should be a doctor because your grandfather died because of a heart attack. I used to believe that. I'm like, okay, maybe I should be a doctor.
Bro, my
Yeah.
family, I tell you, my mom's side, most of them is a doctor. And because it's like orang kata apa orang kata like generasi
Generation to
That penyakit.
generation.
No.
Generation.
Penyakit.
Hereditary.
Yes.
Hereditary.
Yes. At my mom's side, memang orang kata heart attack is a common thing.
Mm.
Okay. So that's why we need to be careful. Although they are doctors, but they still have heart attack, you know.
That's
So
true. That's true.
macam to me this like what I heard yang you kata tadi about your grandma saying, I'm like,
Grandfather, yeah.
oh, grandfather, I'm like, okay, like doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. But then when, my grandmother said, that's why I thought, okay, maybe when I was young, I keep telling, okay, I'm going to be a doctor. But when I started growing up, when I started like meeting people, when I started like thinking for myself, I tried thinking for myself, what do I really want? When I was young, I always wanted to be an actor, 100%. I wanted to do drama. I don't care, musical, drama. I just wanted to be an actor. When I told my mom that day, I was like, Mom, I want to be an actor. And when I did that, they thought of it as a joke. When I was young, they thought it was like, yeah, acting. Even my relatives told like, acting is not going to get you anywhere. Why don't you try doing something, for example, maybe engineer, become like lawyer. I mean, you like to talk a lot, right? Be a lawyer. So okay, fine. I tried leaning to that. I tried learning to draw. So I started studying English a lot. Started studying, like, but then my mind started hitting me. It's like, you're not doing things for yourself, Dean. Try doing things for yourself. But even though my heart and mind tells me that, my body doesn't do it because I'm just stuck, right? Because I don't know what should I follow. Like, my dad's not there telling me that, son, you should do the right thing for yourself. He's not there telling me that because he's busy focusing on my brother. And it's not his fault because my brother needs help too. But for me, in my side, I don't know what's right. What should I do for myself? What is doing things for myself, right?
And
Sometimes you get lost.
then you met Coach Kamal.
Ooh.
That one in the distant,
Pew.
that one in the distant future lah. That one distant future. But then I went secondary. I basically met this teacher, not Coach Kamal yet. I met this teacher. Right? So my teacher told me, this teacher basically, I was sitting down and crying on the table. It was during recess, I remember. I was sitting down crying, and this teacher came in and said, why you never go for lunch? And I'm going to say, teacher, I don't feel like going lunch. Later I go lah, like that. But this teacher came up to me and said, okay, what's your problem? She came and sat down with me and said, okay, what's your problem? I came, but sometimes I don't actually share my problems to people, right? Because I don't know who to trust. Because for me, all I had was the thoughts in my head, and all I can do is talk to myself. Yes, I talk to myself, and people say it's crazy. No,
No, it's not crazy.
it's not crazy. It's just the
It's
loneliness.
common. Yeah.
It's common. It's just the whole loneliness hitting to you. You don't know who to talk, so you talk to yourself lah.
Yes.
So I told her like, okay, I do this. My family's like this. I told her all my problems, and she just said one thing. Okay, Dean, there are people who care for you, and I understand that you actually are going through a lot, right? And no one can compare to your problem. Only you can understand that your problem is big. But are you still going to be stuck in that thinking of yours? Are you still going to be stuck on that log, or do you want to fly? Are you just going to stand on that log right there, or do you want to soar like the flying eagle? Right? What was that face lah, macam?
Whose face?
Eagle.
Oh.
Eagle. Sounds familiar, that line. Eagle, chicken.
Oh.
Ya, perasan.
Okay. Okay,
So
I
like,
get it.
so it's like you're just standing in one spot. Why don't you do better? So this teacher basically pushed me to do things that I like. For example, I like to talk. She pushed me to do public speaking. Right? She pushed me to become a prefect in school. She basically built up my own confidence. But still, after building up, for information, her name is Puan Shaira. She passed away on 2017 on the 10th of September. Love you, teacher. So like, when I was going through my Form 4 phase, the Form 4, relax year and thing.
Yeah, honeymoon year orang kata.
Honeymoon year, yeah. Even though I felt like I'm doing things I like, I still thought I had no one. You understand what I'm saying? That feeling stays. The feeling doesn't go. It's like, yeah, my friend is there and everything, but the feeling is still there. Like, people ask me what's my problem, but I can't share. I just say, bro, I'm fine lah, bro. Chill, let's go. I listen to many people's problems, but I don't actually fix my own problem. I don't actually share my problems to people. And when I ask myself why don't I just share? My mind tells me is that your feelings are not good enough for people. You understand? That mindset just hits you and you're just sitting down like, I feel like cursing but cannot. So I'm like, like that. So then after that, I went to college. College was a big eye opener for me because then I started understanding about myself. When before I went for college, the career thing, I told my mom, I said my mom, I told her that okay, fine, I can't do acting, but I won't be a lawyer. Say why? Because it's not something I would like to do. But what about something that your dad wants to do? Something about our family wants you to be this and that. I told her, you want to find a family to do this. Mom, I'm not a property. I'm your son, right? Let me
Ooh.
do something for myself,
You
right?
say that to your
Because
mother?
in
Huh?
the yeah,
Oh, okay.
Wow, you had the guts. Okay.
because I got
Tabi,
pissed off lah
tabi,
technically.
tabi.
Tabe, because I got pissed off lah. So basically, I told her that instead of impressing people, I want to try to make myself proud. But in the end, I'm not. I'm trying to like impress you. I tried all my life to try to impress you, try to show that, yeah, mom, son, you're doing well, but I can't do that. But what if I do it? What if I try to be proud for myself or do something that I love and try to like build up myself in that sense so that you can be proud of me? You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
instead of like focusing on making them proud, why don't you try to make yourself proud of yourself? So I tried doing things like I like. So I took corporate com. I did corporate com at first. I thought it was like, business things, not going to be my line and thing. But when I started jumping in, I was like, this is my thing. This is a place where I can talk a lot. So I'm going to talk a lot, right? So I started feeling myself. I started meeting friends who taught me how to think about myself,
Mm.
who taught me that
Yep.
it's okay to share your feelings. And one time I actually sat down with my best friend, for the same best friend that I met since standard one. He actually told me, bro, you actually telling me this now. You should have told me early on, bro. I'm always there for you, but I never share. I keep telling him. But he told me one thing, no matter what, bro, your feelings are bloody important to everyone. Don't care what other people don't care about your feelings. Those people don't mean anything to you. But there are people who actually care about you. You share your problems. Even if they don't listen, it's just basically taking the things off your chest. Right? So you just share. So when I started sharing more, I started understanding more. That's how I build up a character where I don't judge people, because I don't want to be the people who basically judged me. So I don't judge people. And then I started taking in their problems. No matter how problematic you are, I listen to you. I don't judge you because you're
Yes.
problematic. I listen to you because I want to understand why you're problematic. And if your reason are basically applicable to how you're raised or what's your environment in, then it's okay to be the way you are. Because I'm there to help you no matter what. And I know you'll be there to help me.
You are trying
But
to be a good
always,
friend.
yeah, I'm trying to be a good friend. So I just tell yourselves one thing from this situation. I can tell you all and myself one thing. Don't judge. Don't ever judge.
You
Because
have
you
no
never
rights
know.
to judge
You
people.
have no rights to judge people. Because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know why they're behaving like that. You don't know what their family history or the personality they have. Because you never talk to them. But if you talk to them, even if you talk to them, you understand them. Who gives you the right to judge them? You already talk. You already know you already know how they are. If they want to be like that, go let them be ahead, because it's their choice. All you can do is your choice to either be friends with them, help them out in their life, or you just go away. Because
Don't burden them.
no burden them. Yeah, that's all lah for my life. Okay, tiba-tiba nak emo sikit.
Tak apa, tak apa. Tak apa, tak apa. So
I
what you think,
feel
coach?
there you go.
What you
um,
think?
I feel like people. I know that we've covered judgments and negative thinking and how people actually perceive others earlier. However, there is a fine line between observation and judgments. You can observe, but observe to learn, observe to do better, to better yourself. For example, if you see other people doing something wrong, instead of judging them, you observe and you don't repeat the actions that they have done because you don't like them.
Mm.
And if you see someone doing something good, don't judge them, observe them as well. Repeat that action if you feel that it's good, right? Always do things or do more of what you feel is great and how you would like people to treat you. If you want people to treat you better, then treat others better. If you don't like people treating you badly, then don't treat other people badly.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I
I
think
think
I feel like most people nowadays, like based on my experience I've seen, right, they don't actually put themselves in other people's shoe. Like what
Yes.
you said before, they're very negative
mm,
about it. They
mm,
just think about themselves mostly. But what I think is that you should try putting yourself in other people's shoe, because if you're gonna complain other people just talking shit about you, but in the end you're actually doing the same thing, you're no different from the person who's actually talking shit about you.
that
Am
is
I
why
right?
it's
Because you never
a
put
full
yourself in the
circle.
shoe.
Yeah, people come
Yeah.
full circle that way. Yeah, true.
Yep.
So I talk bad things about you, you talk bad things about me, Rina talk bad
Mm,
things about both of us, and the circle continues. And it has been
exactly.
passed down from generation to generation to generation.
There was actually a lot, lah, to be honest. A lot hypocrisy, people just judging based on their looks, based on many things, and you don't understand why they actually like that. Like for example, style. Why would you want to judge style nowadays? People
Talking
have
about
their own sense of
style,
style.
it surprised me when this particular person judge people that they don't even know. Like it's not even their friend. Like if you meet at shopping complex whatever, right? And you judge them. Like what the hell, you don't know them. So leave them alone. Dia orang nak pakai baju apa pun ke apa ke. Let them be. Why do you
Hmm.
want to be the person who judge people all the time? Come on lah.
Stop judging. Just stop judging. Don't judge at
Stop
all.
judging.
Even God don't judge. Okay?
How bad you
Even,
are.
yeah. Even God don't judge people. So what makes us think that we can judge? The only person I feel who's qualified to judge other people is the judge, because that's his profession.
Judge jury right here.
Yeah,
Yes,
true.
true. So instead of judging, we should all just observe. And like what Rina said, if you don't like people dressing the way they're dressing, okay, I know that we live in a very bizarre world. Okay, this trust me, I've seen technology change like that, and I've seen fashion change like that. Okay, ever since I was, if I were to think about the time from when I was younger until now, it's bizarre. We have people hair in purple color. We have people with hair in red color, right?
K-pop ah, K-pop ah.
Yes. So these are people who are trying to express themselves,
Hmm.
right? And that's the only way they know how. Some people express themselves through poetry, some people express themselves doing podcasting or like what we're doing right now, right? Some people they talk to their friends. Some people they just need to present themselves in such a way because they feel like, ah, this is me. And honestly, if you truly observe these people, you would find that they are very comfortable in their own skin.
Yep.
I have
True.
actually, okay, I've never told you guys this story before, but when I was in uni, I was in Sungai Wang at that time, and I was sitting down waiting for my friend at that time to finish shopping. So I was seated next to this guy. He was wearing this skinny shirt, see through, and he was wearing a bell bottom jeans. At that time, bell bottom jeans was the bomb at that time. All right. So, and his hair, man, his hair was, I don't know whether you guys have seen those lion manes. Have you seen lion manes?
Is it the one with the jacket? That jacket
Not.
that has the lion?
No, I am talking about lion, the animal, the lion mane.
Like the hair thing, the hair lah, the hair
Lion
thing
King,
lah.
yeah, the hair thing.
Oh no.
His hair was
I think
exactly
No.
like that.
see, oh, that's
Damn.
dope, man. Yo, that's dope.
Yes. Yeah.
That's dope.
So I was very impressed and I just asked him, hey bro, what did you do to make your hair like that? Lah? Because I
The
can
way
never
you,
pull that off. I can never pull that
Yeah.
off, right?
yeah.
And he said, oh, bro, you need to use everything.
Yo,
He
man, how do you make
started,
your hair like that?
yeah.
Use everything, man.
Everything you have, man.
He started saying you need to use wax, you need to use clay, and then once you're finished styling, you need to blow it up, and then you have to spray it after that.
Oh
And
my god.
yeah, and I can't help but wonder. I didn't ask him this lah, but at the back of my mind, I was wondering, like, what time do you get up to get ready lah? Just to get your hair done, you need to
Yeah.
do so much stuff, right?
But I mean like
Yeah.
makeup, a simple makeup pun at least like I don't know, for some people takes 2 hours,
I
some but
yeah.
this one hair I think like 5 hours at least.
I actually thought that coach was gonna ask him how long are you gonna wash down your hair when you actually go back.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Now that you've
Actually, when I'm actually thinking, yo, your hair's nice, but when you go back, macam mana nak cuci, boleh ajar tak?
yeah, okay. So, senyap je semua. Malaikat lalu eh.
Malaikat lalu. Malaikat lalu.
So, what is the extreme side if you do not take care of your mental health? When we talk about mental health severity,